Guys, Mike here. How y'all been doing? Let me show you what I've been working on today. This is not, well, it's kind of car related, but it's related in some other ways too. Hope y'all can see this. It's kind of dark in here, but I'll try to stay out of the light. But what I've been doing today is I teed off my air. Okay. Got a little fitting from Harbor Freight, a little tee. Harbor Freight, same price, same manufacturer, doesn't matter. Okay. So before y'all, nit me on the bud for going shopping at Harbor Freight, well, same people make it, China. So it doesn't really matter. So I got me a little adapter, put me a T in here. And then I put me a coupler, which I'm going to get another shutoff valve, because after thinking about it, I need a shutoff valve here too, because all the air from my compressor is going to escape when I undo this hose. And I left it like that, so I can hook up another air hose to this if I need to run another one outside. I did put me a shutoff valve here, which wouldn't be that hard to move the shutoff valve to here and screw this T in and do what I did here. And I'm probably going to do that, honestly. I'm probably going to move my valve to right here, then put my T, then put my fitting for my air hose, which I just got it clamped on there. I mean, that hose is permanent. That's where that one's going to stay. And that one is long enough that I can take it out, air up tires or whatever. Well, then I came up here, went through a hole in my wall, which I have all plans of getting the right stuff and mounting that to that wall. This is just temporary for today. I'm making a shopping list so I can go back to Home Depot. So I teed it off, got all this air hose down here that I need to get an air hose reel for. That one was a 100-foot air hose. It's still long enough to do what I need to do. I probably cut off 10 foot of it. Then, as you can tell, this little building connects to this building. And this building is going to get tore down eventually. So I don't want to put a whole bunch of time or energy into what I'm doing, but I needed to do this. So I came through the wall, and my nails are temporary before anybody gives me criticism or thumbs down or anything. Those are temporary. Then I ran into air dryer, filter dryer, came down to this hose, which this hose is long enough to go out there and air up a tire if I need it to. Also put a connector on there so I can put a longer air hose on there if I needed it to. And I can't do that one-handed, but there you go. I got another shutoff valve here, a filter dryer, some 1/4-inch air hose for inside the shop, just 50 foot of it. Probably way too much for inside of here, this small shop, but it'll get me to everything I need to go to. And then, of course, I got another coupler here, and this is going to go in a regulator, which is going to be the second part of this video. So that's what I've been doing today, guys. Now, tell me what you think. I mean, it's just temporary. I know some guys are going to say, why didn't you buy that high-dollar aluminum airline stuff and run it that way? It's just temporary. If that air hose can hold the pressure, it should be able to hold the air, pressure for that 10 to 8 foot span. It's going to be fine. This way, another reason I did it this way is that way you don't have to unlock that door every time you need air for a tire. And this hose should be still long enough to stretch all the way out to the front yard if I have a flat out there. I am going to move that shutoff valve to in front of that other one. I just thought of that. I need to do that. I'm going to do that later. There's no leaks, so I should be fine. So that's what I've been working on. And tell me what you think. It's just temporary. This building's gonna come down. I just need some inside air. Yes. This is why I needed power or air in my shop. I got me a Titan 50R plasma cutter, air plasma cutter. It's a Chinese version. It's Simadre or something like that. It's either 220 or 110. Right now, later on this video, I'm going to see how it cuts with the 110. I don't have the air hooked up back here, but I was fixing to do the ground. They kind of messed me around a little bit. They didn't send the regulator. And so far, out of the quality and the workmanship, that's the only thing that I see that they did wrong, is they didn't send me the regulator. So I got to run over to the store and get a regulator right quick. But before I do that, let's see, the ground goes in here, just twist, and then I can, ground clamp is actually tighter and better than the one on my Lincoln welder. I like that ground clamp. I'm going to go ahead and ground it right there for now, because come over here and my vise should be grounded through this table, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. That's why I put in a 50-foot air hose too. So I plan on being able to take this several areas in my shop, and it's probably going to have on its own little cart, and I'm not going to leave it 110 forever. My electrician is in the hospital, so probably not a good idea to call him and ask him a whole bunch of questions. That's a really nice, compared to the picture, that's a lot better torch. The torch that they had in the picture, the actual switch was just zip tied to the torch, and I didn't like that. I was scared, but that's a lot better torch. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do everything one-handed. Put that handle through there. The lead's about 12 foot long. 10 to 12, maybe even 14 foot long. I'd say 10 foot long. It's pretty dang long. Then that's a flare fitting. I don't care what anybody tells you. On a flare fitting, you do not need Teflon tape or any type of pipe sealer. I used to see it done all the time in my old job. They would put Teflon tape on a flare fitting, and there's no reason at all to put Teflon tape on a flare fitting. I'll tighten that up with a wrench here in a second, off camera. But this, of course, has a notch in it. You know, it can go in one way down here. I know my fat little hand's in the way, but see? Finger tight on that should be plenty. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the, I mean, I know this is just a Chinese plasma cutter, but that lead goes from there all the way down, and I'm holding it 6 feet in the air over here for sure. So it's every bit of 10 to 12 feet long. I'm really impressed with that. The one on my dad's, which is a Miller, I think it is, doesn't have that long of a lead. But like I said, I got it hooked up to 110. It comes on. This one doesn't have a digital display. It just has a knob. Could have sworn it was supposed to have a digital display, but I could be wrong. Only thing I did notice on this thing is it doesn't have a pulse, how long the air pulses after you quit cutting. So I guess that's just timed by itself. I got this plasma cutter. I got 50 consumables and everything for about 320 bucks. Now they did mess me over. I didn't get the air regulator, so I'm going to have to go pick one of them up before I can even use it. But I got my air ran. I'm good on air. Got the 110 hooked up to this. Going to try it on 110, and I will video it. Overall, it's a pretty nice machine. Let's just hope it cuts good. Alright guys, guess what? I'm back. Alright, I did get me a regulator. I got it regulated to about 30 psi on air pressure, and I'm very happy with that right now. I did discover something else, and I'm going to have to fix it later. But when I plugged it in, got my air all working, it didn't come on. It wasn't working. So I had to take the case off, which you can tell by the inside. It is very, very well built, in my opinion. And I have cut with it, and it works really well. This connector right here was not making connection. It was off, it was loose. It was clearly, you could clearly see that probably from chipping it bounced around, and this was not fully clicked on. They tested it at the factory. It made the fan noise. They didn't discover the display wasn't working or something. But I did fix it. It does cut, and it does cut rather well. This is all freehand. I know you're supposed to use a straight edge or something, but that was a cut we were just playing with. That's only 1/8 inch. I think I got it set at 20 amps, and I don't foresee myself cutting much thicker than 1/4. So let me get this thing put back together, but before I get it put back together, there's a screw here, 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 that all goes on the side panel, and there's 2 screws in the handle. So and the case only goes on one way. I mean, am I gonna give any negatives because that one connector was off on this? Probably not. That could happen with a $1,000 machine too. So I'm probably not going to give it any negatives for that, but I'm going to put it back together, then I'm going to do some video of cutting with it. So another thing I want to say, they're not sponsoring me, period, end quote. I paid for this with my good hard cash dollars. I got it all back together. I mean, after fixing it, I'm really impressed with this little machine. Now I will say this is the first plasma cutter I ever used in my life. Never used any other plasma cutter. Only thing negative I can say about it is they supplied this hose right here. And I don't know, it might hold up to the air pressure, but I'm afraid that it would eventually bust. So I did put some honest to God airline on it. So let me get the air plugged in. Sorry about the camera movement. My cameraman's off today. When do I actually have a cameraman? But this is 1/8 inch. That's 1/8 inch angle iron. And let's see if I can't. Like I said, I'm not using a straight edge, but it's on 110. And if I went a little bit slower, it would have cut all the way through it. That's on 110 and 20 amps. So that's not that bad. See, I didn't blow out all the slag right there because I was going too fast. So I know you're supposed to use a straight edge. Let me see if I can find some 1/4 inch. We'll see what it does with 1/4 inch in the same settings. Okay guys, this is 1/4 inch. As you can tell, that's 1/4 inch. This is not the same material, but you can tell, you know, it's quite a bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut this out of here. Right here. Okay, 1/4 inch. I think I was going too fast. Let's try it over here. I think I was going too fast. And this is only on 20, guys. Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more amperage and possibly a little bit more air for 20 amp. Or 1/4 inch, excuse me. So let's turn it up. I got it on 25 now. I'm not busting all the way through. I think I'm dragging it too fast. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was dragging it too fast. But it clearly cut through there. And y'all can make fun of my squiggly lines. I'm trying to hold the camera and do this at the same time. Yep, 5 more amps. And it cuts through that just like butter. That's 110. Yeah, I think with a straight edge and a little bit more practice, I'm going to be very, very happy with that. So, and I was going to see if it would cut through aluminum can, but pretty sure it would. And it does get hot. But overall, guys, if you like what I'm doing, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Remember, guys, they didn't sponsor me to say anything positive, negative about this machine. I bought it with my own money, and you saw it cut on 110. Now, with a straight edge and not trying to hold your camera, I feel like it'd do a good straight shot. Maybe a little bit more amps, maybe 28, 27. Well, I wouldn't have a problem. Thank y'all. See y'all on the next one.